Yep, I do. I do talk to myself. Yeah, sometimes in multiple voices. But if you know me, that's because I do ventriloquism, right? But it is kind of an output for me. First of all, it's really dark right now because, here in Hawaii, especially on the North Shore and the countryside of the island, electricity goes out if you get a proof of wind over 20 knots, and that's what just happened. So we're not going to have electricity for about another 4 or 5 hours. So, but anyhow, back to the subject at hand. Talking to yourself. In my case, talking to myself. I've had friends as far back as my mid-20s go, dude, you all right? I'm like, why? What are you asking for? He goes, you just had a complete conversation inside your bedroom, no one's there. And then, of course, I would play it up and I'd go, I'd cross my eyes and go, yeah, there was. I swear there was. Just have a little fun with it, but I didn't realize that I did that. And I didn't hear of it, if you would say, whether or not I did it or not through the 90s. I don't know. Nobody ever told me. And but then as I came back here to Hawaii in 2000 and met Cher and the girls and had have a family and everything, sporadically throughout these last 20 some odd years, they have repeatedly reminded me that I'm talking to myself. And on the internet, you can look up anything you want in any direction that you want to get the results you may think you can manifest. You type in the tags or the keywords, right? Is talking to yourself a psychological problem? And then you're going to get pointed to, conversations written by psychologists and psychiatric professionals and stuff. Is talking to yourself a sign of higher intelligence? Well, then now all the queries will return, with conversations that might support that. For myself, I admittedly do talk to myself, and one of the funniest things that just happened to me recently was I was out in my garage where my trash cans are, and I was getting ready to take out the trash cans, and I noticed that I had left something out by the trash can that I knew I wanted to throw away, and I proceeded to have a complete, what are you thinking? Why? Look, all you got to do is cut this stuff up and put it in. And I literally had a conversation to myself outwardly, but of the thoughts that I probably would have been thinking without having to verbalize it, right? So that would be me thinking, oh man, you totally spaced on this. Why didn't you do that? But it comes out. I will say that I do have tendency to talk to myself when I'm sussing stuff out. If I'm in some kind of neuro loop, sussing some anger issue out, or maybe I'm getting ready to make a presentation, or maybe I'm testing different possible reactions to something I might say by an individual. And if that individual says this, maybe I'll do this, or whatever it is that I'm doing. I do find that, and especially since I'm more aware of it, catching myself talking to myself. And, sometimes I do stop and I go, my goodness, it is such a fine line between this, what I would consider controlled self-talk in my own environment, compared to the people who may not be mentally well and talk out. We see them in public and stuff like that. Like, what's the difference between that fourth wall, let's say, of society, maybe, where I'm talking to myself in here and I could be going, yeah, forget that guy. I know. Okay, fine. If that happens, whatever it is that I'm sussing out, And then the person that, has a mental condition or something that's out in the streets going, cabbage, whatever. I mean, obviously that's a condition. I'm not making fun of it. I'm not mocking. Don't come for me on that one. But where that wall drops and that individual is in their own bubble in society talking to themselves. Whereas me, I'm in my world. I think I did. When I searched it out and I looked at both ends, psychologists says, well, it could be a sign of A, B, C, and D. And then people who empower you saying, no, it's a sign of intelligence. A lot of people talk to themselves and all that. At the end of the day, I think for myself, for my own way of sussing out why I do what I do, and I'll probably do it all the way into my urn, my ashes, I'll probably be like, hey, hi, this is cool. I just know me and my sense of humor. Anyhow, that was stupid. I have spent a good part of my life alone. And what I mean by that is as a self-employed individual, you guys all know what I do. I'm in my studio all the time by myself. And so I don't have that 40 hours a week where I have interaction with people and perhaps become, more of what they say our species are as a social being. Species, yeah. And so maybe I've acutely rigged my communication processes to suss it out outwardly, to hear my own voice, because I'm not maybe hearing voices from other people who are like, in the same, office space or lunch space or something, and that probably is a part of it. I don't see it as a problem. I see where the problem comes in for me is when I get busted. I'm like I know I'm not nuts, but when people who are looking at me cross and I'm, maybe walking up the beach, I will say one thing before I cut out this funny little rant here. I did have people used to come up, would paddle up to me. I'd be sitting in the lineup, surfing, waiting for waves to come through. I can't tell you how many people say, dude, you have the funniest conversations with yourself. It's the funniest things. It's like they almost make it a joke to see how close they can get to me when they would paddle up to me and see if they could hear what I'm saying, And a lot of times I was just, kind of muttering arrangements and compositions to myself, in my head or something, or clicking my teeth or or whatever it is I'd be doing. And I guess the natural outlet was the puppets. I don't know. I guess ventriloquism just came in just because it did, but at least I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 characters, 9 different voices, 9 different personalities that I could work anything out with. So maybe you could save a bazooka $1 million in going to a therapist to figure out why you talk to yourself and pick up a puppet and just literally talk to yourself and work it out. Anyhow, well, this is what an old guy does when there's no electricity and it's raining too. I was thinking I was going to drive up, maybe go to another town and go get something to eat, but I'm figuring I'm just going to hole up here and eat a bag of dried ramen with powder on it. No, I'm kidding. I'm not going to do that. All right, guys. That was me doing my rant. I know it's been a long time on this channel, but that's my story and I'm sticking to it. You guys take care. Have a great day. Why did you say have a great day? You should have said something else. You should have. Well, no, but if you said had a great day, then what if it's nighttime? And then what if it's morning and then they don't? Just kidding. Bobo. See ya.